Sean Sewell with Engearment.com, and I have right here the Mountain Hardwear Exposure 2 Gore-Tex Gauntlet Glove. A couple years ago, I did a review on the Exposure Short right here, and I absolutely love them. And that's after 3 years of use. They're still going strong. But this is an under the cuff, and this is a gauntlet. So in this review, I'll go over the features and functions in comparison to the other glove. Let's get into it. First, we'll start with sizing. I am a large in most gloves. I am 9 inches around the hand, measuring here to here. That's 9 inches. That translates into a large for Mountain Hardwear in my experience, and I think the large is a very, very good fit. I have a large on the original glove I tested out, and a large in the Gauntlet, the Exposure 2 Gore-Tex glove right here. The Exposure 2 does feature Gore-Tex, so that is going to be completely waterproof and windproof. On top of that, it has my favorite kind of leather is Pittard's goat leather. I just find that that's the most durable leather I've ever used in gloves. I have many, many pairs of Pittard's goat leather based gloves from Mountain Hardwear and other brands. I find that Pittard's leather is just robust. It lasts a long time. It's very pliable, has great dexterity, and here is, demonstration of its durability. This is 3 years of hardcore use, splitboarding and winter camping, and they're still going completely strong. The only thing after 3 years I've noticed is the insulation is packed out a little bit. And the insulation they use is actually really cool, or actually really warm. It is Primaloft Gold, which is a fantastic insulation, but the real secret sauce is it has cross-core technology. Cross-core is a branded name basically for aerogel. Now, if you've not heard of aerogel, it is, I believe, designed with NASA back in the 60s or 50s, and basically it's like 99% air, which is an incredible insulator when used properly. And so they created this insulation that, if it's good enough for space, it's good enough for us to go skiing with, right? No, I'm just kidding. It's very useful, actually, and I've covered it in probably a dozen different reviews, from jackets to footwear to gloves especially. And so the aerogel, in my opinion, is probably the best insulator when applied correctly. And this is a really good application of it. The cross-core in the Primaloft Gold is fantastic. So these gloves are, I want, saying the warmest I've tested is as a bold statement, but they are, outside of a mitten or a lobster glove, these are the warmest gloves I've used. But they're not the bulkiest or the thickest. It's because the aerogel doesn't take up a whole lot of space to be warm. So that's pretty awesome stuff. However, like I observed and noted about 3 minutes ago, it has packed out a little bit. It's not to the point where I'm not going to use these gloves. I'm absolutely using these gloves. I keep them in my pack as either my late winter, spring glove, and or as a backup to these when I don't want to have the gauntlet. So these are the same glove, as you can tell. This is the short, this is the under cuff, this is the gauntlet. So both have great purpose. The under cuff will go under your ski jacket or snowboard jacket cuff, and then you would cinch it down on the sleeve of that jacket. Whereas the gauntlet will go over the sleeve, and then you cinch it down on the glove. I prefer gauntlet in powder days, or when I really want to make sure I keep the snow out. It's just, in my opinion, a better system. And I'm also lazy, so it takes time to put the undercuff glove on and cinch it down. But to each their own. That's why they offer both versions for Mountain Hardwear. So you get, no matter what style you want, for whatever purpose, you still get the same amount of insulation, the same goat leather, the same pre-curved texture, the same everything. You get the same snot wipe right here. You also get the leash retention system, which I take off always, but I wanted to show you, there it is. It's easy to remove, and basically what that is for is, so you got the gloves on, and then say your kiddo or your friend stops and you want to take a picture, you can just take it off, cool, and then you can get your camera out and go do your thing without losing your glove. Saying it out loud, it's a very good feature, but I just don't use it. On the inside, there's no removable liner. It's just the liner is sewn in. It's sewn in very well. Sometimes liners, when you pull our hands out when they're sweaty or when they're wet and you go back in and out, the liner can sometimes kind of detach. Not with this one. They spent time on the detail, and it's sewn in there very, very well. You get a reflective loop right here if you wanted to hang it to dry, say doing a hot trip or something like that and you want to dry it. This is a good way to do it. How I actually use it is I will take a little carabiner and store these guys, and sometimes I'll store them on the side of my pack in this direction. That way snow is not accumulating in the glove and I have quick access to the gloves. I don't see a lot of other people doing that, but you know, years and years of splitboarding, I'm always trying to find the most efficient ways to not have to take my backpack off to get something. And that's just a pretty efficient way. I got my water bottle, you know, like maybe a liter, and then these gloves right there on my side. And then I'm usually in a thinner glove when I'm touring, if that makes sense. Because when you're touring, usually you're warmer, you're building up quite a bit of warmth ascending the mountain. And then when you want to shred, you're gonna wanna put on some gloves, or if you're digging a snow pit or you're stopping to do something, then the gloves go back on. But that's how I use them. The only thing I wish was better with these, that's just a functionality of the Petard's leather, is they're not touchscreen compatible. Now, most leather gloves are not touchscreen compatible unless there's a chemical treatment added to it, and that can wear off. You can also go out and purchase a third-party treatment or a patch and, you know, adhere it, or I've even purchased like a basically like nail polish kind of stuff, and you kind of paint the tips. That's always an option if it's really important for you to have touchscreen capability, whether to take pictures or to reply to a text or something like that. But in my case, I usually don't care. I'm just focused on touring and snowboarding and whoever's around me. So just my takeaway. $170 for these, and I believe $150 for the undercuff. It's a bargain for what you're getting. Years and years of use. You don't really have to do anything for maintenance because the waterproof membrane is built into it, so you don't have to reapply snow seal or, you know, wax and stuff like that like you do with a lot of other leather gloves, because the Gore-Tex is built in, so you get that. The fit is great. I should have mentioned one more way to adjust it. So you have here, right? So you can cinch that down, and you can cinch this guy right here. Boom. Cinch, cinch. And then release. And release. So hopefully seeing how they fit, the functions, what I like about them, and seeing 3 years of use on the first pair I've used of them is helpful. If it was, a thumbs up is appreciated. If you want to see more content on backcountry splitboarding and skiing gear, then consider subscribing to our Engearment YouTube channel, a link right there. I'm Sean Sewell, the owner and director of Stoke for Engearment. Until next time, take care.